Mr. Wolf.
Oh, I'm still having this issue.
Good morning.
Good morning. Why am I having this issue all of a sudden?
Are you still having issues, ma'am?
It looks like I am, unfortunately.
Good morning.
Let me see if I walking in the house.
Yes, I do see that.
No, it doesn't.
I guess welcome on board is in order.
Still?
I don't know why I'm having this problem all of a sudden.
Well, it's okay. I'll tell him and we can come on outside, okay?
Oh, I appreciate it. I'm sorry to be an
No,
inconvenience.
you're absolutely not. I'm just, I'm sure it'll get fixed off with a little bit of time, so.
We have a private government email server where we do all the filing, etc. I will provide that to you if you could just, accept the permissions for that server to have it uploaded onto your phone. And then what will happen is I will then ask the tech team to give you the necessary permissions for your machine.
The other
Okay.
individual, she can't come in, so I told her we'll come outside when we're ready to take care of her. Because, I don't know, I think she's feeling a little claustrophobic.
Yeah, I fully understand. I may ask you to please take it from there, start at the like bar exam wise and stuff like that, just because I've got this trial in a little bit.
Okay, do you want me to just, yeah, I'll go take her and I'll get her a bar exam and fill her out, and then I'll tell you how I feel.
I'll come introduce myself shortly.
Okay. All right.
And then yeah, when you come in to take it from there, just because I've got to confirm the trial
Yeah.
after that.
Absolutely.
Regarding
He'll be out in a
the
minute.
email that you mentioned,
He's got a
I do
trial
know there
today,
is a spot on
so
there
I'm
for
gonna
okay.
actually give you the bar, but he's gonna come out and
Would you like me
introduce himself and
to
talk to you.
hit a button
And
on
I'm
that?
sure he'll
Understood.
see you later on. He's not here every day, but he's here about every other
No,
day, and he's
that's
quite
fine.
busy.
What
So
I'm going to do is
the
I'm going to
days that
specifically
he
request it on
comes
behalf
in,
of
it's
the
catch
ISP
up.
team.
Understood.
If that's good with you.
So we'll
Oh,
get
yes,
you
I mean,
started in a few minutes.
you're the boss. It's what's good with you, sir.
Just because this role is actually brand new.
I gave you my phone number, right?
I don't believe you did actually.
Oh, that's what I was like. Okay, let's share credentials.
Understood.
Or
Sure thing.
contact, whatever. You know what I mean.
Let me go ahead and share mine.
You mentioned a case this afternoon. Is this something you would like me to attend and record?
Yes, if you don't mind. 2 cases actually.
You know how to do it? Yeah, you do. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little used to the phone.
Amber, what was
Last
your
one was a
name?
little chaser.
Chaser. Last time was when? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, my last phone was a little dated, so
Gotcha. I will mention that my brain
getting used to the new fancy smartphone, you know.
Absolutely.
So should be useful.
And wow, it looks like in the couple hours that you've been in town, you've managed not to get any felonies or misdemeanors or even a citation.
What? Isn't that amazing?
Don't mind me, I'm a smartass, but I don't ever mean anything by it.
I appreciate you, smartass. Don't worry.
Okay.
If I may, is in the government email that you sent, is it just rain?
Feels foggy over here today. Does it look foggy to you?
Maybe a little hazy, yeah.
Okay, it wasn't just me.
Hopefully that's fog, not smog.
Already. Yes, I am of course related to the trooper Regina Rain. She is my cousin.
It's not where that motorcycle goes, Wolf.
Yeah, she's also a thief and a crook. But, you know, is what it is.
But no, in my back home, once I became a public defender, I didn't get my first speeding ticket or traffic ticket until my 4th month in the city, so I'm a pretty law-abiding citizen.
Nice. We're way back in another state. was the DA, and I got pulled over.
Lesson learned the hard way. That's good.
They were having like, you know how they occasionally have those. Ooh, whoever gets the most tickets gets a prize. kind
Oh,
of a thing.
quotas, yeah, so yeah.
I hate those, but whatever.
Mhm.
So I get pulled over. It was 3-lane highway, meaning 2 were going the opposite direction. 1 was going, well, the direction I was going. And the officer, the state trooper, who's supposed to be the creme de la creme, is parked in the middle of the road, full park, the 3rd lane, full dead stop, no lights, no sirens, thinking that's a great place to set up a traffic stop. He pulls me over, and I hear him on the radio the full time. Oh my God, I just got the DA. I'm getting the DA, guys. Oh my God, it's the DA. I'm getting her with it.
Take your time.
So, great. He comes up and he tells me, you know, he's being all jokey, but kind of like sneery, which is fine. I can take, if I was going about 10, maybe 15 miles over, nothing horrible. He did not know what the actual speeding limit was there. So he writes me a ticket with the improper speed limit, doesn't write the road, doesn't put a picture of the radar, and actually it writes me a ticket for not my car, not the road I'm on. So I don't know if it must have been the previous one, but I'm gonna guess it was a little coppa pasta thing, and he was lazy, so it gives me the wrong information. And then when it's small claims court day, of course I fight it, and of course I bring an exhibit list of everything, and of course Weasel News was there, and he didn't show up. Now keep in mind, I think that there were 2 prosecutors and myself, the district attorney in the state. So he doesn't show up to court. I get up there, and the poor judge that had to listen to me get up on my little soapbox and just list out and show the exhibits for like a $200 speeding ticket, which he also gave me the wrong one because it wasn't the right level of speeding ticket. And so I go over chain of custodies. I say, and it was actually it was targeted because nobody needs to know on the radio 4 times that it was the DA being pulled over, taunting and leering. Didn't know what the speed limit was, wrote it down incorrectly, didn't record where it was, gave me the wrong information. It was just a list. And when he found out, because Weasel News did a thing on it, he comes up to me storming. How dare I not put a prosecutor to defend his ticket? Excuse me? Do you think prosecutors grow on trees and we have nothing better to do than fight speeding tickets for officers that are... You know what a prosecutor would do in that situation? Knock that fucking ticket out because it was bullshit. So, yeah. And then he said, you know what? And I told him, you cannot break the law to get evidence against somebody. That is absolutely not how that happens. Which I think is a valid point. He was breaking the law to radar me. I like to layer up my arguments when I'm an attorney.
Absolutely.
And, he said, well, I'll do what I want. I'll go out there and I'll be... And I was like, you go right ahead and I'll prosecute your ass. I let it fly because he was pissed. But no, I would absolutely, as a DA, prosecute anybody who breaks the law. I don't care if you're a cop or not. I would prosecute you harder because you're a cop and doing it. That's what government corruption's about, or malfeasance. So
I'm assuming he's a high command or something to be.
He thought he was, but you know what? I'll tell you what. A month later, so the colonel, which was the head of the troopers, got kicked out of office only because he thought he was the law and told me as such. So he thought he was untouchable. Untouchable.
Well, they're not.
No, I was not malicious, and I believe people's jobs are their identity, so I don't go after them. But he was being an absolute menace to society. He was...
No, it sounds like him.
Yeah, he was going around and giving people ticket because he was mad about something, and so he did actually say he was the law and he could do whatever he wanted. So, good luck with that.
Yep.
About 30 affidavits against, all saying times that the troopers had done criminal things or bad, just icky things. Brought that, and I don't know, the millions of dollars in lawsuits that I had to fight because of the troopers that month alone.
Jeez,
Yeah.
hasn't the city only been
Not this city.
up
This
and
was
running?
years and years ago.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. It's actually way back when I first met Willow Tree. I'm not gonna age myself, but it's been a long time. Okay. Anyways, let me pull up my he's gonna come out here in a minute. I don't know. I'm not yelling. Okay, let me whisper. I was talking
sure.
normally. Alright. Let me pull up my little bar test and we can start to get some of it down.
Okay.
Okay, so don't be nervous. I tend to do a verbal bar test. I think that's for me. I
Oh.
get to know you.
Sure.
And we get to talk. And honestly, at the end of the day, if you don't know all the answers, that's okay because I'm going to explain them to you so that at the end of this, as long as I feel comfortable that you're out there and you're ready and you know how we do things here, you can get started on your journey. That, but it's going to cover the things that I think are important to know at that initial stage. We're not going to go into fancy law doctrines or anything else like that because you can learn that as you go. But there's some
Sure.
basics. Yeah. Okay. So first off, it's Amber, right? Amber.
Yes, Chaser.
Chaser. Okay. Why do you want to be an attorney?
I want to be attorney because I believe people deserve to have
Hi.
individuals represent them. Everybody has a right to legal counsel, and a lot of people do not know that or don't exercise that. And I want to bring that importance to them and and let them know that attorneys are their friends and they can help them, and it's something to actually invest in when you find yourself in legal trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you practiced law before?
Yes, I did practicing law, like I said, in my hometown of Ludendorff, North Yankton, for the last 6 months.
Fabulous. Um, what aspects of law have you pretty much worked in?
Mostly criminal defense. I was a public defender there, and by the end of my tenure, I was actually chief public defender. But if I'm being honest, mostly because I was the only attorney left, so I kind of was by default. But I tried to do my best to get our DOJ up and running with the chief justice at the time, but unfortunately, no one was really answering the call. And with the few paralegals we did get, they didn't really stay long enough to, give it a real shot. I felt, and
Yeah.
also there
hard.
was.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it takes a certain type of person. I realize that. What you were saying, where you joked that we're behave yourselves. Yeah, there you go. But no, I truly love it. It took me a long time to realize this is the type of thing I want to do in cities like this. So I love it, and I just want to continue to grow as the attorney. I have done a lot in these 6 months, especially falling into my decision as a chief public defender. But I only have 3 cases under my belt, and 2 of them were not wins. One, the last one was. And I'm very proud of it. But even those cases, the chief justice was, kind enough to say, well, it's a win, but there's still stuff you need to improve on and whatnot, which I get. I've only done this for 6 months, and without consistent cases and trials, yeah.
Yeah, and let me tell you this from experience. Your wins, your losses, they really don't matter. In my opinion, this is my very much a me opinion thing. They don't matter. It's you doing your job and your best job for your client.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, sometimes they're gonna want you to fight charges that they're not gonna win, but you go in there and you try anyways. That takes a lot. That takes a lot of personal goodness over personal ego, if you know what I mean. I have the utmost respect for anybody that gets in there and they know they've got a losing case, but they're going to fight the dickens for them and do what they can because, this is, you told them, you gave them your best legal advice, but they know what they want to do. You gotta follow what they want, even when it's not the best legal decision, as long as it's not an
No,
ethical violation.
absolutely. And my first two cases were exactly that. There were two individuals who committed crimes, pled guilty to them, but felt that the force of our local sheriff department was exceeding what was expected. So they were, basically suing them in civil court and civil trials. And one was, I tried to argue. One of them was basically argument was Garner, Tennessee versus Garner.
Right.
Excess force on that one. I felt my client was fleeing from police, was shot in the back. And I thought, he did not pose a threat to the officers at the time or public, and I tried to fight that, but based off the testimony of the sheriff's department and everything, the judge did feel that the police were reasonable to suspect that he could pose a threat. So I didn't win that one, but I did try to find the best. Thank you. I appreciate. Pleasure meeting you.
You'll probably
Yep.
see me around.
I hope so. And I tried my best, but then again, it sometimes where win some you lose some you win some. When I did win was I had a client whose Eighth Amendment Sixth Amendment rights were violated.
Which one?
I can Sixth Amendment.
So
Oh,
which aspect of it?
right to legal representation.
Okay.
He was arrested for a crime. They were under I was practically both civil and public defender, which we were allowed to because it's a small town. They were on retainer. They were their organization. They were a group of community members, and they might do some activities involving very fast cars. We'll say that
racers.
much.
Yeah.
So they got one of their individuals got in trouble, and their leader basically said, "Always, don't say anything. Always ask for me. Wait for me to come down." And they knew that. So one of them got arrested, and they had asked me, "Hey, has he reached out to you? Have you received a page from the sheriff's department that they are needed?" I'm like, "No, I haven't." So I took the initiative, went down to the sheriff's department, didn't find anyone there. Figured they might be maybe in the hospital, someone may have been some injuries, whatnot. Couldn't find them. It was really strange. And basically what it turned out to be a big back and forth where there was miscommunication between the sheriff's department and I about whether he needed an attorney or not. They would ask him if he needed an attorney. He said, "Well, if there's one available, yes, I do want them." They would say, "Yes, I was available," and then not get back, check on me until like 10 or 15 minutes later. So I thought they weren't asking for an attorney, so they dismissed me. Big miscommunication, and it could have been easily avoided. They just took me down to see my client and confirmed that.
Pause 1 second, please.
Sure.
Hi. What can I? Hi, baby. Hi. There's gonna be a court case here. 15 minutes. I think it's for the appeal of my previous motion. I don't know. And I'm interviewing some lady. But do you want to meet up in a bit? At some point, if you get around to it.
Hey, Andrew.
Hey. Yeah, but we're gonna make time, right? Mine's not. This is all I have for the day. Okay, but no, I need to see you today, okay? I love you. Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Dr. Cat is on the server, I believe.
Hold on.
That's all right.
Okay, I yell at him. Sorry about that. Continue.
So basically, by the end of going back and forth, by the end of it, they told me that I was told by the dispatcher there at the time who checked and that my client never asked for an attorney. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe he's upset, or maybe he just doesn't want to bother with it. That's just right. That's fine. I wanted to check. Thank you very much. Pleasure seeing her. Her name was Gretchen. She's great. And we was on our day, and they sent him off or whatever. And I hear back from the organization, one of his friends, and he says, Hi, Amber. Yes, he beat us down at the prison. And he actually did ask for an attorney. I'm like, okay. So I rushed down there, get there right when they're letting him out, and we discuss it. And he turns out that he did, in fact, ask for an attorney, but because of the back and forth, I don't know, they misunderstood it or the wires got scrambled. But yeah, they told me otherwise. So based off that alone, we did a civil case on that, saying that he denied his right to representation. And I was basically able to prove that because there was no pager or phone logs that saying they ever reached out to an attorney for representation.
Right.
So I was able to prove it on that. And when his charges for that were the justice decided to drop his charges on that one and also award him his legal fees for that.
Okay.
So that was my
okay.
first victory.
Very nice. Now I'm gonna let you. Don't worry. Like the fact that you continued after that first case, and listen, after I had my first case many years ago, I cried, and it wasn't because I was sad. It was
Sure.
just because of the I did it. I got through it. Emotional release. Not because I'm a weak person. It was because any other person would have probably walked away a long time ago. I stuck with it, and there's a lot to be said for that, for going through, because a lot of people would walk away or say, fuck you, this is too hard. Or, you know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? Because it's a hell of a learning curve and it keeps going, which is a
It
good thing
is.
too. Because
Mm-hmm.
there's always going to be something new you can learn, something you could have done better. Even at this point, like I've been doing this for what, 6 years now at least? Yeah, I'm always learning new law doctrines or a new defense or something else I could have done better, or I miss this. Next time I'll get them. You know what I mean? So don't ever be hard on yourself, and it's just going to be continuous improvement and growth, and to the point that you're going to be. I think you're going to be amazing. So, anyways,
Oh, thank
okay.
you.
So that being said,
I think it is Dr. Cat.
let me grab my
Because I had
note.
exactly a meltdown trying to represent Stacy Ricky, and she was on her cram at the
Okay,
time, and
something
they
you're going
kind
to
of put
learn
me
about me is
aside.
I am very old. I am foundation building upon foundations. That being said, since the very origins of law back in the Greek days, there's typically two elements that need to be proven for most crimes. Two things that
Oh,
you need to prove, two distinct aspects of a crime that you need to prove. Do you know what those are?
I know it's to my head. I know that I forget the actual Greek words they are, but
Yep.
I believe it's something along the lines of actual intent, and then as there was actually a crime committed.
Not quite a temp, but you're very close. But
Okay.
who cares? I can tell you the Latin actus reus and mens reus,
Y-
but who the fuck cares?
yes.
It's
Right.
guilty act and guilty
Guilty act.
mind. They meant
Yes,
to
guilty
do
act,
it.
guilty man.
It's a little
Yes.
different than premeditation. Premeditation just means that you planned it out, which would prove the
Uh
intent.
huh.
Well, no, not necessarily. Just because you planned it didn't mean that you knew it was bad. So it can be different. But that you knew, or a reasonable person would know, that doing this act is bad, and you did the bad act. Why I say this is foundational and important. Mens reus, the guilty act, is one of the more difficult things to prove sometimes. Um, you typically do that with circumstantial type evidence, and it makes a huge difference in what crimes. Hey, if we can press the crime, and then what crime are we pressing? It's the difference between manslaughter and
You.
murder.
Exactly what I was thinking. I was going to say
Yeah.
manslaughter and murder. Yeah.
Yep. Now premeditation would be the difference between first and second degree murder, if you get my
Huh?
drift.
No, I
So
did.
yeah. So it's very important in understanding how that works on most laws.
I'll let you know in a
Not all
second.
laws need that, but majority still do. Hi, Your Honor.
Hi there. Sorry, let me just introduce myself. I do apologize for being so rude.
It's all right.
Um,
No, no, no.
name is Chief Justice Gary Willowtree. I am sorry to hand you off to Starla here. She is a
What the
justice in the
heck?
city. But I just have a case coming up. I have an appeal case coming up, which I'll
No,
just
I
need to go
understand.
and take 5 minutes to prep for.
Sure. Question
Um,
is that private or public?
no, you can sit on it if you'd like. It's just an
I would
appeal
love
of a
to
judgment.
actually.
That's it.
We
Sure
can
thing.
pause.
So
We can pause when it gets to be that time and go watch.
If you don't mind, or I could just catch the next one. I mean, I figured the timing so
no.
well. I'd love to see
Yeah.
the court in action.
We can pause it
Yeah.
when that comes up. No worries.
I'm gonna be turning off my radio just for a bit while I'm in calls and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Oh God,
But,
radios.
Phone
Yep.
too, sir.
Yeah, we'll catch up with you guys soon.
All right.
Pleasure meeting you, Your Honor.
He is a super nice guy, good judge, solid all around.
He's from what I
That's
heard,
my
he
personal
used to be.
bias. So that's the difference between first and second. Would be, listen, you planned it out for a week to kill your husband, or you saw him, at the VU getting.
An act of passion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heat of the
It would
moment.
be. Yep. And then manslaughter would be typically you didn't really intentionally mean to kill them.
Huh?
You ran them over with your car.
Vehicle. Manslaughter, yeah.
Yeah. Now that it depends on how bad. Were you drunk and
Yeah.
driving and you would have known better, or was it just if you completely if it was an act of what is it called? Oh gosh, hold on, let me think. What's it? Oh,
Negligent?
no, not negligence. An act of God.
Oh.
I'm giving a bar at the moment, but hi.
Okay, never mind. You're good.
God, what is it? Oh, I do it in my contracts all the time when I say acts of nature and God. I'll remember
Oh.
it later. There's some Latin word for it. And I use it all the time. That's why whenever I write up contracts. Willow Tree would know off the top of his head. God dang it.
I should know as well because I do contract work myself. Criminal negligence.
Force majeure. Force majeure. There we go.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, that could be a little bit different even there, but that's how we quantify. They're the same act for all of this. Somebody is dead, right? So the act is all the same, but because of the mens reis and or premeditation, we put them in different categories. So if that makes sense, so that needs to be looked at. When you're a prosecutor, to give them the right charge, and you, if they fuck it up, or you can make an argument that says, hey, they went too high, because I don't think you're going to say they went too low. I don't think you'd call them on that. So yeah, so those are some tools that you can think about. So
Absolutely.
Guilty act and guilty mind. Yeah.
And that's the thing about it. I feel like why I want to be a public defender is because I believe most clients or civilians don't realize that. They think it's either guilty or not guilty. It's like, no, you could be guilty, but we still make sure that you're being prosecuted by the letter of the law. They can still charge you with the wrong thing, or they can stack charges unreasonably and whatnot. So, there's that's why you should always ask for a lawyer, even if you think you're dead to rights guilty, or you're, because you still want to make sure that, the letter of the law is being handed out correctly.
Right. And that's what your job really is at the end of the day when you go to a cell call. Make sure that those charges are appropriate, or see if you can get any of them dropped or reduced. Not necessarily be a coupon.
Right.
I think that's beneath us, but hey, you're helping your client, you're helping your client. But a lot of court cases don't need to go to court. When you go to court, you're giving up your power, and so is the prosecutor, to make the determination. And you're giving it to me. Do you like to give up power? Because most people don't.
Not particularly, no.
Yeah, so if you guys can't come to an agreement, then you're giving up power. So it usually behooves you both to come to an agreement. And if both parties understand law and don't have a strong difference of opinion legally, you guys can usually come to that agreement. That's why we have plea deals and whatnot. Okay, I'm going to name 5 items. Tell me which, if any of these, are obtainable through a subpoena. So, phone records, possessions within a vehicle, medical records, government SOPs and other government privileged information,
Uh-huh.
Attendance to court.
I would. Ooh. Wouldn't. Oh, geez. I've had this question before and it's tricked me up. I'm gonna go with my gut reaction on this. I would say all are tabled by SOPs except the item within the vehicle.
Okay. So some of these are not yes or no. Some of them are both. Phone records, if you go through the phone company, yeah, subpoena. If I go and I
Oh,
grab
you
that
want specifics? Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought we just.
Wait, no,
Um.
no, I'm explaining, but
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, but
yeah. So subpoenas can be if you go through the phone company, but if you
uh-huh.
grab it from their phone, you need a warrant because you're seizing that
Yes,
phone and searching through it. So same
and
information, you can go either way. But yes, you can get it
so
through a subpoena.
in that case, I won. That's exactly what I did.
Yep. Now possessions within a vehicle, you said no.
Uh. mm, yes, I did say no.
Yep. And you're right because that would typically be a warrant. Other ways to get
Yes,
around it, impound inventories, and if it was involved in some
yes, which
crime,
I
blah blah blah.
recently learned about. Yes,
Yep. That's not universal. Some states don't allow it. Some do. I
that's
cannot
true.
tell you which way
Colorado,
to look at it
Colorado
until
doesn't.
it happens before the courts. That's going to be which judge looks at it. Me personally, until I have any strong indication either way, I would allow them if they made sense and they look like they were done in good faith. The minute it's not good faith and there's something else up there, then that might. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So, um, people who pull people over for traffic citations, but there's no traffic citation. They wanted to, poke and prod or get, that's bad faith in my mind. So, uh, medical records, yep, subpoena. Now, government
Uh-huh.
SOPs and other privilege information, yes and no. If it's a civil case and it has relevancy, then yes, and you can still try. But if criminally, if I'm the judge and you want to know what SOPs are, you better have a good reason because it is protected and SOPs are not law. You want to let's go in the court case and we can
Oh,
finish this up after. Yes, ma'am.
I would, but I'm realizing I'm still having that 1,000-yard stare in there, so
Oh,
I don't
even
think.
in that room, what you see in there?
Yeah, I'm seeing. I feel like I can see right through there
Oh,
and right through
okay.
there.
Well, all right,
I
then we
might
can miss it
just.
because I wasn't really interested
Yeah,
in seeing it
fortunately.
anyways. Okay. So
Okay, fair enough.
yeah,
There'll be others. I'll catch another one.
yeah. Um, okay. And attendance to court. What was your answer on that one?
Yes, because if you request a witness and, if they're not be cooperative, sometimes you need to subpoena them for their presence.
Fabulous. Let's add testicorium subpoena, which I don't know the other Latin word for evidence. It's something. I don't know. But yeah, that is definitely still a subpoena. All right. What are the two types of courts in Los Santos?
There is civil court and criminal court.
Fabulous. All right. Prosecutor Wolf goes up to up to a witness who's on the stand during direct examination and says, "You know what? He punched you, didn't he?" What objection can opposing counsel make to that, and why?
Objection leading question.
Yep, and why?
Because he has part of the answer he's looking for in his question.
Okay, yep. Basically, because leading indirect is a no-no. Yes or no questions are a real broad stroke way because you're trying to push them one way or the other. Something to also keep in mind: uh, witness testimony is evidence. Evidence needs to remain pristine and untainted. When you try to push one witness one way or the other to answer, you're pretty much tainting that, and that's bad chain of
Uh-huh.
custody. Even though it's just
Uh-huh.
words, it's still evidence. So we treat it like everything else, and that's part of our federal rules of evidence. Okay. A witness chatterbox is asked on the stand if he had seen Tess Tickle, the defendant, the night in question, if he had seen her at all that day. And he responds with, "Nah, I didn't. But knowing her, she's probably on the corner selling that ass." What objection can be made for that?
I believe that wouldn't be objection speculative. Speculation.
Absolutely. All right. Um, Shimmybot was questioning a witness the day of the trial, direct as well, and asked, how did they know about this incident in question? And they respond with, "Well, Cocaine Cody told me that Ali Jahara had robbed that warehouse that day." What objection?
Oh, that one would be. Could you go over it one more time, this?
Sure. The witness says, "Hey, I was told by by Cocaine Cody that Ali Jahara was there that day robbing that warehouse."
Um. Uh. That would that be objection lack of personal knowledge?
Yeah, I'll take that, but we're looking for hearsay. But I think
Oh,
that would work as
hearsay.
well.
That
Same thing, isn't it? Like
yes.
if you think about it. So yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I mean, your objections don't have to be like, this is not juries, right? We're dealing with me as a judge, so you can definitely explain a little bit what your objection is. The reason why some judges just want to hear objection and nothing more, or maybe just the name, is because they don't want to taint the jury. We don't really have
Uh-huh.
that. I'll allow like a couple, a couple words, a couple sentences to explain, and then let the other side rebut. So perfect. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You can get it across by telling me what it is, and if it makes sense to me, and I can line it up with something that's not allowed in the federal rules of evidence, I'm good with it.
Understood.
All right. So Deputy Gary Diaz of the BCSO is doing his job. He catches a 95. He throws them in cuffs, and he's going to go ahead and read them their rights. What case law is that from?
Oh, that's Miranda. Miranda versus Arizona. Is that correct?
Fabulous.
Yes.
All right. So you might not know this because you just flown in, and don't worry if you don't, because I'll tell you, I'll explain it all to you by the time we're done. But what are the 4 categories of crimes here in Los Santos? The 4 levels, if that makes
Oh,
sense.
if I had to take a guess, so based off my previous experience in cities, I'm gonna say infraction, misdemeanor, felony, and violent felony.
Not looking like felony or violent, but then what's over a violent felony if you want to break it down that much?
Oh, yes, the big one. Oh, shit, the words is just like in my head and shot out.
Okay.
Capital.
Yeah, I'll take capital, court, hut, however you want to say it.
Yeah,
Big
it's hot
phrase.
charge, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Do
nines.
you happen to know what the difference of burdens of? Okay, first off, you probably don't know them for this state. So why don't you tell me the 3 most common burdens of proof in law?
I do know the ones between the civil and criminal case. Criminal cases, basically, without reasonable doubt, like near like 90% or greater. It has to be that what you're trying to prove is correct and what's happened. On a civil case, it's just a simple majority, usually like 51%. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the actual words to the definitions, but it's a lot lower standard. The third one, I'm trying to think what the third one would be. I'm blanking out on that one, so you got me on that one.
It's okay, and we do things a little bit differently here. A
Okay.
lot of states do reduce the burdens of proof. Beyond a reasonable doubt is what we're going to use for capital charges. And
Ah,
that's, as you said, 90 to 95%. Or just not having another like plausible narrative is another way that they can get out from that charge too.
Uh-huh.
The middle one is clear and convincing, which is about a 75% probability.
Okay.
We use that in this state. We use it for felony charges and
Okay.
and for anything that goes to trial. So it could be a misdemeanor, but if they go to trial, even just a bench. Now misdemeanors are usually preponderance of evidence, which is what you said, 51% or more. Once it goes to the bench, it's going to get up to clear and convincing.
Uh-huh.
And then civil is always PO, which is preponderance of evidence. Does that make sense?
That versus.
So they're just a little bit reduced here.
Okay.
Not dramatically. Okay. So yeah, very good. What is reasonable suspicion?
I'm sorry, there was something in the air. Could you say again?
Yeah, reasonable suspicion. Can you describe?
Yes.
Define it. Sorry.
Reasonable suspicion. It's what officers use to determine that let me think about the wording on this. It's reasonable suspicion. They have like clear evidence to suggest that the individual is a suspect or a crime has been committed. So for example, they get on a radio. There's a suspect robbed the store. He's wearing a red hoodie and black pants and a mask. The officer is patrolling the area. He sees a individual maybe in a red hoodie and black pants but no mask. He's pretty strong the description. That would be good grounds to go ahead to pull aside and question and detain the individual.
That's really good. I always say it's an articulable suspicion based upon facts and facts that a crime has,
Yes,
will
facts.
be,
That's a key word.
or will be, or is being committed. There we go. Getting all my tenses together. Committed. That gives them the right to stop and detain and ask, do a little bit of questioning. Not unduly or burdensomely, enough to get a little bit of information, but they can't hold them there all day or anything. So everything should be reasonable. Okay. So that being said, what is probable cause?
Probable cause, it's similar but different. It's not as strict guidelines as that one. It's more. It's been mostly referred by officers I talked to, like a gut feeling that an individual might be involved.
You're reversing them. Okay.
I am.
So yeah, hold on. Reasonable suspicion is the lower tier, and it needs to be more than a hunch.
Oh, I am.
Based upon some facts that they can state. Like you said, there was a anonymous tip of somebody a robbery in the area, a person matching that description, and you see somebody in there, and you can stop and ask them. They can stop, they can ask them, and then if they can do the additional, which is say they were fearful for their safety, they can frisk them for a weapon. But they also need to be able to say why they are feeling that way. They can't just go straight for a frisk and have no reason for it. And then probable cause is that plus evidence. Does that make sense?
Okay.
That's the higher.
Yes.
That's when they can make a. That's when we can make a. They can make an arrest. I can ask for. You guys can ask for not warrants, but subpoenas and whatnot. I mean, you can ask for a warrant, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you're looking to kick in somebody's door, I consider that the highest protected civil, Bill of Rights, and I'm going to want more than a misdemeanor, and I'm going to want some real good postulation for you to take that next investigatorial step. Does that make sense?
No, it makes perfect sense. Sorry, I got the two mixed.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Some judges are just like, yeah, probable cause. That's enough. I'll give you subpoenas for that as long as you can articulate what the crime is and that there's some amount of evidence to do it. Because it's an investigatorial step and it's not hugely invasive. But knocking down somebody's door, anything that's a Fourth Amendment, is a little bit more protected. That makes sense. They've got to They gotta earn those keys, in my opinion.
Right.
Okay.
So to correct myself, if I may, then what would for probable cause would be if he did, based on my previous example, but then when he was questioning him or he did, frisk him, he found a bunch of marked bills on him on the individual or a bag full of money or something. Yeah.
Yeah, probable cause is RS plus evidence. I keep it simple. So you had a suspicion based upon some facts, and then
That's
you
actually
do a
really
little
good to remember it.
investigation, and you got some evidence that would
Everyone
support
mixes
those
the two
facts.
up though.
So that's not
Everyone does.
necessarily your burden of proof. They can make that arrest, and it can be a solid arrest. That doesn't mean it's going to be enough to get a conviction in the court of law. Not all cops
Uh-huh.
realize that there can be a bit of a gulf. Yeah. So, and that's when you get stuff. That's when you get. I think cops get a little upset. Well, oh my God, why did the judge, you know, not find in our favor? It's not because they did a bad job. It's because that burden of proof gap was not, in God we trust, and all others bring evidence. And if the prosecution failed to meet that burden, I don't know what I'm going to tell you. So, anyways, okay. All right. Do you know what inadmissible evidence is?
Oh, what type of evidence? I'm sorry.
Inadmissible. When evidence is found to be inadmissible.
Oh, yes, I know what the definition is, but an example of that would be well, would it not just be any evidence that was not presented in discovery?
That could be one way. Anything else?
Okay. Inadmissible evidence. Evidence from like maybe a witness that has been determined to be not truthful or false testimony or anything like that.
What I'm looking for, though, just so that you know, if it was obtained illegally,
Oh, okay.
fruit of the poisonous tree.
Fruit of Rosie, yes, I know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's anything that we get to kick out because they didn't do their job, or they bad faith, or violated rights, anything like that. They can kindly go get fucked. That does not necessarily mean the entire case will get dropped.
Right.
If they still have enough evidence to get a conviction with that, all that other evidence thrown out, they can still get that conviction. But a lot of the times in the cells, if they fuck up, they know it, and they're probably going to drop the whole thing. That's a good tactic for you to know.
Yes, I'm actually in my hometown. There was a bout of the sheriff's department was a little bit in the rebuilding phase, and they had some new cadets, and I had a lot of clients come to me saying their Miranda rights were not read to them, and they thought that would mean the whole case could be thrown out. And I had to explain to them, well, no, if we could prove that they did not reach your Miranda rights, if they based that case off your testimony, then there is a good chance we could. But anything, they just can't use your testimony in said case because you were not read your rights beforehand. It doesn't necessarily dismiss the whole case. And I was running into that a lot, like a few, like 2 or 3 clients in a row, and I had to kind of explain that to them and saying that, it's on a get out of jail free card.
I do know that in my past, some judges would throw out the whole thing, or the cops come in would say, "Oh, just throw it out." But I mean, honestly, a lot of cops know that they don't need to ask them anything. They got it all in 4K and black and white.
Uh-huh.
They don't need a damn thing. And I think it's always best practices to read them their rights. Anyway,
I do too. It takes a few moments and it just covers your butt, honestly.
Yep. I always, the minute the cuffs go on and the minute the interrogation tape goes on, those are the 2 times you reread those and do everything again one more time. Okay. Here's a long one. I'm going to give you a scenario.
Okay.
So you are representing the president of the Misfits. I'm sorry. No. Erase all that. Okay. Saturday night or Saturday morning, the president of the Misfits is found dead up on Joshua Road. Your client, the lost VP motorcycle, is found there. Not reported stolen. Um, also, there is a Colt there, um, which is the murder weapon. Now, that is your client's gun, but it's not registered to him. There's no prints or anything on it. It's just there. Um, now,
Sorry for
your
that. I've had this
client's
question before.
grandma, sweetest lady, loved, beloved in the community. She is willing to go up on the stand and say, couldn't have been my grandson. He was here playing backgammon with me and me all night, which would absolutely secure his alibi and get make sure he gets off scot free. Now the prosecution is charging your client with first degree murder. How do you proceed in this case? And he has talked to you. He did say that he did it, but that's between you and him. So how do you
Right.
proceed?
Okay. Can I take a moment to take this one too?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. I had this exact question on a bar exam, so they're using another one or parts of another one. So I wouldn't call up your grandmother because her testimony. She's lying on the stand. I know that. I would not call her up. She's saying murder. If I understand the scenario correctly, how I would proceed is I would not call the grandmother up to the stand because she has already shown to me that she would not provide truthful testimony for my client, which is a no-no. And then the angle I would take instead would, because they're trying to charge him with murder, I would then try to, well, I guess it would depend on what he told me, but if it wasn't murder, if it was like a heated passion or something, I would then try to argue instead
he killed
for,
him. He killed
oh,
him.
okay. I would still go ahead and defend it because they still got to prove, they got to link the evidence to my client that he did it. So I guess how I would proceed is I just would not use the grandmother's testimony because she has indicated that she would lie under the stand. And I have a moral obligation to not have, have not use, false testimony.
Right. Well, it's not. I mean, it could be moral, but ethical is the difference. Morals keep you up at night. Ethical keeps you on the bar.
Sorry,
But
misspoke.
no. I'm just teasing you mostly. But yeah, absolutely. You do not put her on the stand. I commend you for still doing your job at the end of the day because that is a defense attorney's job.
Uh-huh.
Is yeah. I've heard people say, "Hey, I'm gonna make sure she gets some on the stand and gets them free," which is a big no-no. You will found out, you'll lose your bar, and you may be prosecuted because you're aiding and abetting at that point.
Yep.
Additionally, I've heard them say, "Oh, I'm going to go tell the cops." Well, you do have confidentiality and privilege, and that person is already dead. You can't help them now, so you should be helping your client. That's your job. Additionally, yeah, fight it. There's no evidence there, not enough. And who the fuck? Where are they getting first degree murder from? Do they have crystal balls? They weren't there. So,
Right.
the judges may drop down charges if it's not appropriate. They're not going to throw the whole case out here. I think. I think that's up to the judicial discretion. It's not like in the 50s where if you don't get the right charge, they'll throw the whole thing out. If the prosecution pressed for first and they didn't establish premeditation, but they established that he definitely murdered him, killed him with intent, I would drop it down to second and call it a day as a judge, just so that you're aware. You should find out because that varies in the world, if you know what I mean. I will also,
Right.
especially on benches and whatnot, if I need to ask a question to get to the meat of the matter, I will do so as a judge. I will, especially if it's just police there, right? It's a bench trial. It's a and by bench trial I mean an informal, not one that we actually set a formal court date for, because everything's a bench trial technically.
Right.
But I may ask a few questions if I need to know. And it wasn't expressed. I try not to do it more than I need to, but at the end of the day, I need to make a good decision. That's a little bit more European style, but most of these states do that, just so that you know. If it's a big formal trial, and they're both attorneys on both sides, and I feel like they're doing a good job, I won't have the need to. So, just so that you know, that's a
Makes
really good
sense.
answer to that. Yeah, I just want to let you know, kind of how at least I'm gonna operate.
No, I appreciate that.
Okay. Okay, so let's talk about client-attorney privilege. What is it? How long does it last for? And what are some examples of when you may break it?
Oh, okay. Actually, one part of that one I might not know. Well, client attorney privilege is basically that anything they divulge to me as their client while I'm representing them stays between us. It's private information. I actually use that whenever I am the cell rep because a lot of clients do or suspects don't realize that, and I let them know you have that privilege. I need to know exactly what happened so I can best represent you. Because what I'm gonna be honest, what really shakes me up and gets me frustrated as an attorney is they tell me one sided, I made up story, or they leave a bunch of key facts, and I'm like, oh wow, yeah, no, definitely, the officers really messed up here. We got them. I go talk to the officers and like, oh well, in fact, he did this and this and that and this and that, and I go back to another client and they said, oh well, yeah, I did do that and all. And I need to know the whole picture so I can best formulate my strategy to best represent them. So I always let them know, whatever you tell me, and I let them know further, it's not so much to get innocence or guilt, though. If you believe you're innocent, I'll definitely fight for you for that. But sometimes it's just for making sure that you are charged correctly for the crimes you commit. So that is part of it. The only times I believe that when I can violate that is when someone's life is in immediate danger. So if my client tells me like, oh yeah, so I'm feeling about what's going on, and he says, yeah, so I ran I had trouble with this other game, and we were fighting and we shot at each other, but I got away. But I got one. There's one of my boys got one. There's in some warehouse, and he's gonna execute him in 30 minutes or whatever. That's when I had to go turn to the police and say, you need to go save this individual's life because someone's life is in danger. The times of how long that privilege lasts, I would guess. You know what? I would guess indefinitely because it would either be, I would just guess either indefinitely or it wouldn't be as long as I'm under retainer. Because I'm not always under retainer. I'm a public defender. Yeah, I'm gonna say indefinitely, or until until the trial is over.
Nope, forever.
Forever. I was right. Okay.
Forever, even after they die, typically. Now, the
Uh-huh.
number one reason is always to save human life. Also, remember, this does not cover any crimes that they talk to you about doing, and that it hasn't been
For
done yet.
future crimes. Yes.
Tell
yes.
them not to tell you anything about their futures because you'll have to
Yes.
tell on them, and they don't want that.
Yes.
You don't want that.
No, you're right about that. Yeah, I do know.
And just save a life or save somebody from getting really grievously harmed or hurt. If a judge orders you to, you
Of course.
may. Doesn't mean
Oh.
like you. It is a very, very protected right. So you may get in trouble with it. That puts you in a real awkward position, or it may give you, well, good. Now I can tell. There was a case that happened a couple years ago with some lady mad at her husband, had an affair, had that guy kill her husband. They were starting to get caught. He went to his attorney and tells him everything that happened, and then sadly and unfortunately kills himself the next day. So the judge in the case, said, hey, let us know what he said. He's dead now, and we need to know. And he said, yeah. At that point, he was free to tell them the lady, set all this up so that justice could be served. He didn't have it puts you in a weird position. If you really want to stand by your guns, you might have a bit of a fight. You might get in trouble, but it might be okay too, right? That's I've never been put in that position. Let's hope we don't ever get put in that position where,
Yeah.
because it's still very protective and it's still a judge, so you're just in a weird. We'll see
Uh-huh.
how that one happens.
Rock in a hard place. Oh.
I would have a lot of respect if there was a good reason for an attorney to stick by their guns on that, and they did. I'd have a lot of respect for it. But it also allows them, it's in the best interest. That actually kind of was in the best interest, or could be. The argument could be made that he's dead now, and she was quite complicit in that. Him. Okay, that's a weird situation, but you get what I'm saying.
I do.
Save a life. If a judge orders you to, if you're going over to me and say, listen, Starla, other attorney, I need some advice on this. Do you mind talking to me about it? I can say, sure, and give you some advice legally, ethically. But now that umbrella now covers me too. So you need to ask first.
Uh-huh.
Because what if
Right.
I have a conflict of interest or I may want to? But if I'm okay with it, then yeah, then we'll both kind of help. Anything that would help your client would be kind of understood. If your client says, sure, tell the world, I don't care. When my first civil lawsuit was a lady that was ripped off and frauded by another attorney when she was trying to get a wedding certificate and all that done. They overcharged her grievously, and they told her it was all part of the court expense, and it wasn't. And she
Oh.
said, tell the freaking world. That's a corrupt lawyer, and I dang well did. So, that covers, I think, most of it. Yeah. So, those are the main reasons. All right, let's go over, because I tend to forget about this. First Amendment, what is it?
I'm assuming you mean the U.S. Constitution, correct?
Yeah,
Freedom of speech.
fabulous. Second,
Right to bear arms.
fabulous. We don't care about third. Fourth,
Fourth is um the seizures protection from unreasonable seizures or searches and seizures.
yep.
Okay.
They unlawfully, seize you or go
Uh-huh.
to harm you or your house or your vehicle, typically.
Yes.
Or even your electronic devices. Something that you might want to keep in mind. 95 gets picked up, accused of a crime, all their belongings go into evidence. There's a big duffel bag full of stuff, and there's also a digital laptop. They can look at that in that duffel bag, fine, see what else is all in there. But if they start rummaging through the electrical devices, they can't do that. They need a search and seizure
Uh-huh.
warrant for that, believe it or not, because electrical
Totally, yeah.
devices. Yeah. So even though they're holding it, it just means if they just go rummaging through it without that SNS, there's no exigent circumstances. It was in their custody and safe. They had all the time in the world to get that authorization.
I remember in college there was the big issue was regarding like police departments like forcing people to unlock their phones using face recognition or fingerprints or whatnot, and all the conflicts that was bringing up. So yeah.
Yep. So those would have all been Fourth Amendment violations, and any evidence that they would have gotten would be thrown out, and you potentially could have a civil tort riding on the end of it. I personally do not ever mix civil and criminal. If your client was violated, any of your rights or anything, that's great. We're talking about criminal now. You can go
Uh-huh.
and have your civil lawsuit afterwards. I never mix
And
them.
yeah, personally, I would do it too.
Yeah.
It's your hands full of one side of the aisle, and yeah.
Now we'll throw out any evidence that was obtained illegally, of course. Don't you worry about that. But any kind of if they want to be the plaintiff in that, they got to go get another court date. All right, Fifth Amendment.
Fifth Amendment. That is. Ooh, you might have got me on that one.
That's okay. I can go over it if you want. It's the right not to self-incriminate. It's the right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, plead the fifth. Sure, I did know that one.
Your due process, your right to an attorney, and double jeopardy. What is double jeopardy?
You can't be tried for the same thing twice.
Yeah. Now,
I mean, the same specific crime, not the same type of crime, but the specific can't be tried for murder, found not guilty, and then be charged for that same murder.
Yeah, fabulous. And it's typically after you've been acquitted, kind of a thing. Now, do you remember that there are like delayed death exceptions and things like that. There are legal doctrines. Are you familiar with legal doctrines?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, they're not case laws. They're the mindsets of what our laws are based upon. So delayed death would be, hey, if you can make say somebody, this happened to me, one of my first murder case that I ever prosecuted. The officer died. He was on life support for a while, or they were trying to maintain him. Um, they the individuals that were caught in association with his death had already pled guilty to attempted murder of an LEO, and were in Bolingbrook, and then he died afterwards. I still tried them all three for murder. Now, of course, the defense screamed double jeopardy. It doesn't. If you can prove that he died as a direct result of those, you can go ahead and still press for murder, even if you had already gotten in, you know, because people can live on for a long time. It's also called a year and a day doctrine.
I
It's
have heard of
not,
that. Yes.
yeah. So at the time, I did not know of the. Uh, they're off the radio. Um, sorry. I didn't know about the delayed death, or maybe, but I definitely knew the year and the day, and I went with the mindset of just because we have advances in medical technology and such that kept this person alive, it should not stop him from having justice for his death. So,
No,
and that's
that
what a year. You have to prove a direct correlate, like he directly died because of it, and
right. No,
yeah.
that sounded like that was a fun case. I met.
Firefighters doctrine is one where, like police, EMS, firefighters, they can't sue people because they got hurt during the course of their duties as yeah. So I mean, firefighters, they're fighting somebody, they're fighting a fire and it collapses on them and they break their leg. They can't sue the homeowner, right?
Right.
Um, a
Right.
95 gets shot by an officer because they're doing a crime. Oh, I'm sorry. The 95 shoots the officer who's trying to catch them. They can't sue the 95. I mean, it's just not how that works. That makes sense, because
No, it is.
occasionally you will get an officer that gets hurt grievously, and they think it's okay to sue the 95, and that's just not how that works. If that makes sense. So these are things
It does.
that govern. They're not case laws, and some of them contradict. There's the stand your ground or the castle law doctrine. Um, so I can tell you, I've already talked to Willow Tree, because these are the kind of questions when I enter a state. On a perfect self-defense plea, there's 5 prongs that you typically need to prove. One of them being basically a duty to retreat.
Uh-huh.
If you are in
That's a
a
big one.
castle law state, you don't have that duty to retreat if you're in your home or your workplace,
Uh-huh.
right? Or if you're in a, let's call Texas, a stand your ground state, you don't ever have a duty to retreat. Somebody comes at you, threatens your life, you can defend yourself. You don't have to retreat. Does that make sense?
Yes. Oh, I haven't. May I ask what's San Andreas is which state?
It has not been officially declared yet because it hasn't come to
Oh, okay.
trial, but I think Willow Tree, I asked his opinion on it. I think he felt like stand your ground. So you don't. So you
Okay.
really only have 4 prongs you have to prove in the state for a perfect self-defense plea. And those prongs would be, in my opinion, would be innocence, like you were not the aggressor,
Uh-huh.
that the attack was imminent. They're coming at you with a knife and they're 5 feet away, not 500. Um, innocence, imminence. It's God, I can't remember the name for it, but it's a realistic threat. It's not a 7-year-old girl with a Nerf knife. It's a
Right.
full-grown man with a machete. That is a valid threat to your life. Um, oh, and proportionality. Um,
Oh.
is your tummy? Are you eating and drinking?
Uh. Oh my! You heard that? I'm embarrassed. Yes.
It's okay. And proportionality, which is, you pull out your gun, you shoot them once they go down. you don't go and empty the rest of the clip out them and kill them, because at that
Right.
point you have murdered somebody. So, those are the aspects for a perfect self-defense plea. Okay. So 6 is a speedy trial. Let's keep in mind that while we do try to keep things going here, people, it does take a while to get to court. So what we do here, say you have your client and they want to plead either no contest or not guilty, they're going to go ahead and get fined, full time, and do their time. They're going to get with you or pro se if they have to, and they're going to go ahead and get it up on the docket. And they're going to have a certain amount of time to do that. I think it's 5 days. It's in the DOJ handbook if I'm a little off. I think it is a little bit longer. Maybe. I have to go look it up. I think it's 5 days that they're going to have to get
Okay.
with you, get it up on the docket, let us know. You're going to go ahead and open up a docket, and you're going to say, basically, it'll be like state versus John Doe, and the reasons that you're fighting the charges, and you're going to be responsible as the defense attorney to get it started. As soon as you do that, it's going to get DA's opposing counsel, and we'll get you a judge assigned to it, and then you're going to give us basically what the charges are. There's a form there for you to fill out. It's going to basically, hey, you're fighting these are the reasons why, kind of thing. This is for criminal, obviously. We'll get any kind of motions that you might have, any pretrial motions, motion for dismissal, maybe if it was legally deficient in its entirety. You might want to make a request for that, and I'll look it over. I might kick it back to you if it's not, but I'll tell you what needs to be fixed. It's got to be, I'll be returned without prejudice. Just, you got 3 days or so to fix it, and then just resubmit it. I had one, they said that they were the undersigned counsel, but they never signed it anywhere. Stuff like that. Or if you are mixing your apples and oranges, if you're looking for some civil relief in a criminal tort, no, that's not how that works. If you are suing government agencies and individual people, that's called a misadjoined. And you got to make sure that it's, if you have multiple defendants, that you got to make sure that there would all be, all have the same counsel representing them, if that makes sense. So just, if there's any kind of issues that I have, I'll look it over. I'll just say, hey, if you could fix this and resubmit it. And it could just, a couple of things you need to fix, and then we'll get on with it. Then we'll have any motions, and I'll let both sides, if you have motions, typically put it on paper. We'll get it out. I'll give you a ruling on it. If you guys really want to go do it in person, or I feel like I need to ask some questions, or there's some meat and we might have a motion hearing, and that can be in the courthouse. That can be up in my chambers. It doesn't have to be super formal if it gets to that point. At some point, if there's a lot of back and forth, I'll just say, listen, let's just go to trial and get it all out. At the end of the day, so that we can keep things moving. People, I will allow affidavits if I'd like to have witnesses in trials. But if people can't make it, we can do a deposition or we can do affidavits. It's up to you. If you do an affidavit approach, I will expect you to probably know the federal rules of evidence to some degree, meaning I don't want to see a lot of opinions and hearsay and speculations, oh my, in affidavits. I'd like it to be very much the facts. Unless, of course, they're an expert witness. But if they're an expert witness, they need to have their butts in court, in my opinion.
It's okay.
If that makes sense. For the most part. I mean, listen, we all have special circumstances. We can always talk about it. A motion is just you asking the courts, hey, can I have this? It doesn't have to always be, I've done restraining orders against other attorneys in my time because all their subpoenas and what were just overly burdensome, irrelevant, and broad, and way too many of them. So we can talk about it. The motion is just you asking.
Understood.
Let's step over here. 6th?
Yes.
Right. 7th is right to jury. We're not really doing that here. It's Los Santos. It's a smaller state, and people will just. I think they'll just get kidnapped or hurt or bribed or whatever, and you know what I'm saying. I don't love the idea of putting the people at risk like that.
Okay.
Yeah, we just don't do it. Maybe in the future. Um, I'm not overly keen on it, but I'm also not overly. I can be persuaded if everybody else really wants to try one at some point, but it's not my keen idea of a good time. Eighth Amendment is cruel and unusual punishment. Okay, so what else? Well, I don't know if I have any other questions for you. Do you have any questions for me?
Um, as of this moment, no, but I'm sure they'll pop up as I go along. They always do.
Okay. Oh, I want to make if you are going to have some civil torts as a plaintiff, I personally expect some things like if you're going to. I think the opening or the intent to sue needs to have your relief, and I'd like to see monetization there personally.
Okay, makes sense.
That's me personally. Like if you throw me $200,000 and it's ridiculous, I'm gonna tell you it's ridiculous. Why don't you gotta say why? Because you're asking. Hmm,
I do have a question now. I just
yes,
thought of
ma'am.
it. If I do decide to hire me on the DOJ, this was allowed in my hometown because it was a smaller town and whatnot, and there weren't many lawyers. Will I be strictly working as a public defender, or would I be able to practice private law as well?
So you're going to be hired on as a public defender. Please take care of all those responsibilities first, because you're getting paid TikTok and hourly and whatnot to be on call to do that.
Absolutely.
But if you have other avenues, contracts, people that want to put you on, I know we call it retainers. We know that's not actually a retainer because we never give that money back here. I call them acknowledgement letters, but that's what it is, right? You're not actually, because retainment is their money and they have to give it back if it's not used. It's an acknowledgement letter that you're going to. It's just a basic contract that you're going to work for them what they need.
Let you know
we
that.
also
Whoops.
have that. Yeah, I have no problem with that. I don't think anybody does. Just please make sure that you also take care of your public defender duties first, because people need to be represented. And I
No,
think
absolutely.
you have that in spirit. Like I could tell.
Yeah, well, so what I've been usually doing, because that was an option that was allowed to me at my hometown. When things are slow, hopefully it will be. I rather do, actually tell reps in case laws and trials and bench trials and all that. That's what I really want to do. But if it gets slow, sometimes I do advertise myself for if I'm doing like contract work for businesses and whatnot. I write up appointment contracts, liability waivers, hold harmless agreements, stuff like that. So I like to do that on the side. And usually I'm going to be honest, I even work on those sometimes outside of the city when I'm at home sleeping or about to go to bed or whatnot. So yeah, I would never let that affect my current job. Is more to do when there's nothing to do kind of thing.
1,000% okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm personally even okay if the DA's office does contracts. That's about all they can do because they don't want them to get conflicted. Um, I haven't told them this or anything because when I was a DA, that was the only thing I was really allowed to ever do on the side. So you can't do that as a judge anymore. But yeah, yeah, I have no problem with that. You do you, and yeah, just be ethical in how you treat the citizens, and I don't think you'll ever have a problem with that.
And then of course,
gobsmacked.
Oh, and I'm gonna say, of course, because I swear to God, the clients want to give you money, and I tell them, often if I am acting as a public defender, I do let clients know because they'll say, "Oh, so how much do I owe you?" I go, "You don't owe me anything. I'm a public defender. I am paid by the DOJ to represent you because you need your rights to attorney. So I never ask for money. Well, only when it's like a private thing, like a civil case or contract work. Then yes, I let them know my rates ahead of time."
Fabulous. No, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think that's good. It'll keep you busy because Yeah, I was gonna say some. Oh, ex parte or tainting. Please don't come up to a judge and then talk about a case that's going to be on the docket. So, because we don't always know.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, and I try very hard not to. Listen, I'm friends with a lot of people in the DOJ. We all work together. You and I will probably be friends at some. Well, I don't know. I'm sorry, it's presumptuous, Starla, but the minute that I'm in. Oh, thank you very much. So the minute I'm in court, I don't care. Well, I do. I care, but it's
Right.
immaterial if we're friends
It's
or not.
business.
Yeah, it's business. I think
Yes.
all lawyers need to be that way. Because you're
Yes.
gonna have friends that you're gonna go up against in court, and you're gonna growl at each other sometimes in that courtroom. I don't know. It depends on the type of lawyer you are. You know, and that's fine. Because the minute the court's over, we're all friends again. Or if it was a really hard
Absolutely.
case, maybe the day later. I've been there, but yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's think. Let me see where Willow Tree is. Because it seems like his thing is over. Yeah, he just hangs up on me. Okay. What's
We
your
heard
magic
Stanley.
number today?
Oh, that is. Oh, I feel my state lucky number.
Yeah. What's your lucky number?
I believe it's 1,187.
Oh gosh, no. 1 second.
Okay.
If you just think about ID.
Oh, then it's 57. That's I mean, that makes sense. I saw that like, wait, with this 1,000 people on this server today? Holy shit. That makes sense. Not in my head.
Give him a few minutes. He's probably eating or something. I need to run to the ladies' room for just a minute, and then
Sure, of course.
then we're gonna go for a ride real quick. Okay?
Okay. Yep. I guess I do know this shit, guys. I've been doing it for 6 months, right? No, some of those questions were actually on another. Which one was it? I want to say neons, I think. Like the grandma question. That was, I've had that exact question. Did it before. So I was like, probably just like general forms or something that everyone just copies. But they're good. It's a good question. And it's a good one to trip people up. But yeah. I think in neon, I think I struggled it because it was like, why would you don't represent them then? Like, no, you're a and then I read somewhere, I read the definition of defense attorney, and it says like, you still defend them because you still, even though they say they're guilty, you still gotta prove they're guilty. That's the burden of that's the courts. Thank you. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Kat. I know she was I don't know, but I think she joined recently, but maybe she fast tracked it. But yeah, and I believe the chief I was told by so who I got told by this by Dynamite Rave, who plays Jason and some freestyle and Ignite 1.0 long time ago. He left freestyle for this server, and I think he said that the chief justice here was chief justice either on freestyle or freestyle and Ignite 1.0. The tree guy. So yeah. So and he was really excited about it. So Yeah, so it's good, but basically he told me like you said, there's like numerous judges, there's numerous lawyers already. They're already going. I mean, it's been a month and they're already having, you know, dismissal hearings and whatnot. They're up and running. This is what I was really hoping Ignite 2.0 would be at, but unfortunately, it was like for the first 3 weeks, and then shit happened. Yeah, it opened. I think it opened the first of this month. They're having elections for. They had debates for mayor, or city council already, and they have city council races.
Cool
They
dudes
are.
walk slowly.
Thank you.
You're just the coolest dude, man, walking all slowly. There just needs to be an explosion behind you, right?
It's slow as fuck as it is.
So yeah, they've been.
Okay, let's
Wait
go
and
to the
see
left.
where Willow Tree is. I think he's dealing
Willow
with some
Tree.
officers. So we'll get you hired on as soon as he has a moment. I'm pretty sure.
Terrific. And then I was told, unfortunately I had
Say
I
that
was
again?
held up. Oh, sorry, I kind of interrupted myself. When I first got into the city earlier today, I was on the tarmac for a little bit too long, and I kind of got that hungry tummy get me. So,
some
next
food?
paramedic.
Oh.
No, already I had plenty of food. Thank you, but I had a paramedic had to come and help me, get me rehydrated and everything. He had mentioned that there's a dealership in town where I could buy a affordable car already with the
Oh,
funds
yeah.
I have saved up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
Come on, let's go for a ride. Let's get you a tablet and
Okay.
a car and all the goodies.
Okay, sounds great.
Alrighty.
I love to be prepared. I love to at least have like, hopefully a 4-door for clients and whatnot. And so, I can, if I need to give a ride or something.
We gotta go this way.
Oh. Speed away.
Actually, check the yellow pages. Some people might be selling some stuff because a few new cars came in and maybe they're trying to. Cause I got mine for like 3K when I first came to town.
Oh, wow. Okay. I will do that.
But
Just want a nice, respectable 4-door for now.
There's not a lot of options right now. I'm gonna warn you. But
That's fine. Okay. Well, I just don't want to show up to. I don't want to show up to cell rep on a skateboard or anything like that. Let's just say that.
yeah,
If it can be prevented.
my hubby
Oh,
makes
yeah,
fun
I
of
gotta-
my Vespa, thinking, "Oh, why you got a Faggio?"
I've
my
done the Vespa
Fabio.
too. Stay European. This is why I tell them. I'm doing the European thing. Leave me alone.
He's not cool enough to have a Faggio. That's what the problem is.
There you go.
We will hopefully get some closer valets, but a block or so away.
That's all right.
This is a
Let me
little
zoom
meet
out.
up area. Oh, go ahead.
Sam used to walking and running in hills. Comes with the
Ah,
territory.
Yeah, me too.
Oh. Oh, yeah, they have a little Tokyo. It's amazing.
A little mech shop. And the VU, I think, is going to be across the way when it opens in a couple weeks.
Oh,
and there's
okay.
another little dealership down there. It's not open yet, but it's coming.
Minimum bet?
No minimum, but a maximum of 500.
Now, this is where the tuner scene's
Yeah,
at.
the Pima card
Yeah.
is very, very lean. So hopefully we'll be adding more and maybe setting some precedents in court.
All right. Sounds good.
Well, too lean if you ask me, but...
That reminds me of a story I could tell you when we head over. Yeah, I think when I have a channel after we're all set up, I think I need to take a moment and clear my mind of thoughts of cash or something, because I can't see any in any building right now.
Yeah. That'll fix you, I think.
Yeah. But your president. It wasn't like a case. It didn't become like a local case law or nothing. But one of my first cases was I represented a individual who was arrested for trespassing, and the officers they had their vehicle at the premises, and they searched the vehicle. And inside the vehicle, they claimed that they found all these, about $200 worth of cash, not too much, and they were claiming that it was dirty money. And yeah, exactly. And that's the argument I made. And I talked to Chief Justice, or I talked to the Chief Justice. I mean, I talked to the prosecutor at the time. He said he's under the indication, that you could just tell. I don't know how, but the officers could tell. I said without, tracing the numbers or whatnot, this should look just like regular money. And he wasn't, wasn't robbing a store or a bank or anything. So the money should be returned to him after, everything, after he served his sentence. And I believe it went to the federal level where they discussed it, and the government eventually determined that I was correct. And moving forward, you cannot simply tell dirty money was dirty by looking at it. So
right now, some states would be like, well, because they're inked or they're marked in some manner. I think it is up to the state by state how they look at it and how they articulate it.
Yes.
Oh, I can just tell to me is no. You got to give me a reason. And then some states will have some hard. They'll say, they have their own way looking at it. But it needs to make sense. And
yes.
I don't know how they look at it here yet, to be honest.
Okay.
We'll find out. Gosh, that got smushed up really bad, didn't it? I don't remember it being that smushed up. Anyways, here's the one of the places. There's another one up in Sandy you can look at. There's one for motorcycles as well, but it's all Western style. But just come on over here.
Okay, I've had to follow your voice because I'm not seeing you, unfortunately.
Okay. Do you see the showroom right over here? Keep coming forward.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you think about?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Oh, I had to fix my muscle on that. Okay. Oh wow. Oof. Yeah. I mean, it's a Prius. I could get a Prius. Prius is not bad. Sedans. Oh, even that. Oh, that's not expensive for this. I know that's it. I could. Albert, Washington. Symbol, Washington. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they do have some affordable options.
And you can always do a little bit of a loan, too.
Uh-huh. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. Well, I'll look for the yellow pages first, but if not, I think I'll probably give myself a Washington. That's a good four-door, professional-looking car for less than $2,000, so. Thank you for showing.
Absolutely. Let's go get you a tablet.
Sure thing.
And a radio.
Oh god, here he is. Oh.
I actually got this painted thing. I've never changed it though, so.
It's cute. I like the color.
Done. Where are we going exactly?
I gotta clear the cache big time. Oh, I see. You know what I can try to.
Driver, don't judge me.
See if that helps. Seems so. Seems like it did.
This way, I think.
So how long have you been in the city?
A week or so now.
Oh.
Maybe a little
Oh, I
bit
think
more.
it is. Yeah.
Not terribly long. I think the city hasn't been open too long either.
Yeah, I believe for a month, beginning of the month, I think.
Yeah. Hello, Miss Rain. What can I do for you? Yes, ma'am. What can I do for you? I know. I need to sit down and talk to Willow Tree. I haven't had time to have that discussion yet. I'm sure I will as soon as I can get to him. Okay. I've also talked to the DA a little, or the ADA about it a little bit, and gave her my old SOPs from Attorney General and DA times. So, we will see what they think, and I will get back to you. Okay. I know. I just want to make sure. Make sure that everybody's okay, and also I was just given one, and I'm still onboarding, so I need a little bit time too, and I need to talk. Yeah. Oh, okay. No, I'm just. I know. Don't worry about it. It is on my agenda. Okay. All right, ma'am. Yeah, I'll be along pretty late tonight. Well, I mean, I did get up at 4:30 again, which is ridiculous, but I'm sure. I'm sure I'll be up for a while. All right. All right. Bye. I get it. Don't worry about it. Hold on.
Oh, thank you. I'll take you out for lunch or something one day. Make up for it.
I wouldn't worry about it. Okay, so one radio.
Okay.
Oh, and
Ooh, radio's fancy.
one tablet. There we go. So let's see if I can get this.
Thank you.
The tablet is in here somewhere. All right, there you go.
Thank you.
And let's go next door real quick.
Fascist fancy. We're in the 21st century now, boys. This is a pawn shop?
Yeah, I got some few odds and ends that I'm just getting rid of.
Oh, okay. English. Dark. Can you? The LB tablet. Let's get started. Nice. Wow. Oh, so the tab is just for like, oh, tab is in DD.
So that's not bad.
Not bad at all.
No, it adds up. Oh. Okay. You can also get little med packs there if you need them. We are on channel 11 on the radio.
Oh, okay.
Most public defenders don't come on the radio, but you're very welcome to be on the radio. Though keep in mind we're all lawyers, so we try to keep the chatter down to a minimum. It's more of,
Uh-huh.
hey, can you help? Or hey, are you, not let's have a 5-minute conversation on the radio that everybody can hear while they're
Right.
trying to talk to their clients. You know what I mean?
Channel 11, you
I'm
said.
sure you are aware of your surroundings. So what is it?
Yes.
Something about audiences. I don't know.
Oh, yes, no. Okay, I think I've tuned that channel. I'm not hearing anything though. Okay, I think I did that correctly. Hopefully.
I don't see you. No, I do. I see you. Okay, fabulous. Do you know how you can tell if people
Oh.
were on it?
How?
Okay, if you pull out your radio again, and that button underneath the one that had you join the channel, I think it's white and blue.
Uh-huh.
That, and then you'll see a little list of who all is on that radio channel.
Let's see. Don't mean to alarm you, but are you hearing those gunshots?
Is that gunfire? I think that's gunfire.
Yes, I am hearing it from that way, I believe.
Yeah, let's get in the car and get out.
Yeah. It's south side, am I right? Am I right? Oh, wow, it's coming from the mall.
Get the hell out of here.
Okay.
I definitely got attacked the other day. It was not fun.
Oh, no.
So be careful at the courthouse. Not everybody's your friend, but you're a defense attorney,
Right.
so you'll be much loved. In a better position than judges and prosecutors, for the most part.
Right. That's one of the perks of being the only attorney in the city for a while. You're almost untouchable.
Yep. When I would come into a new state, and I would try to do a temperature check. If it was an absolute police state, I would go defense. Because even though you can do a lot of good as a prosecutor or as a DA, keeping the cops, keeping them in line and maintaining. If they're super out of control, the only thing you can do is sue the pants off of them.
How do you feel this is like?
Cops are good for the most
Good?
part. There's some looseness.
Sure.
Which is good for you to take advantages of, I'm sure. But I'm not. It's definitely not a police state. There's definitely accountability, but I'm not saying they're pristine and perfect either. So there is. You could go either. I would go either way in this state, whatever they needed. I think I would. I typically tend to like to go prosecution when I'm on that side, just because there's more to it, and I'm a workaholic. I'm pretty voracious. I will do 3 or 4 lawsuits in a weekend.
Oh wow.
Cities. Yeah, and I put a lot of work into my lawsuit. Listen, I'm one of these people that would have my entire case file ripped and ready. I'll have my opening, my close, every single question. I have my officers prepped. They've already been run through it at least once, so I know
I'm the same way.
Yeah, so I got everything's ready to go. And listen, I was doing this way before we have any of the shortcuts we have today. So it was all done by hand.
Right.
So, which is it's a lengthier process. But it's good because a lot of, in my opinion, people are relying on things like that and they don't even know. They don't know what to be asking or what to be, Like
Oh no, it's still messed up. Ugh.
I know some people are using some other resources, and that's when
Oh no, it's better.
Just don't make any sense. Because they're not garbage in, garbage out at times. It's okay. That's how we all learn. But you get what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I don't like to speak.
No, I get you. I absolutely do.
Yeah, so nothing wrong with it. That's one way to learn. But you're gonna miss things. It's not like you had to learn the hard way. Okay,
Right.
let's see. Boop, boop. Hopefully we get some parking soon. You're gonna have a real mishmash with cops, I think. You got a lot that are just, doing things for the lulls. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're reading the room.
Right.
And it's appropriate. Like, listen, there's nothing wrong with having fun. Just know where your limitations are. Read the room. And when it's serious,
Yeah.
put on your game face.
Yeah. Fortunately, some sheriff's deputies in Ludendorff decided to put a traffic checkpoint, on a route where I do traffic school. We DMV had just opened up in the city after a while, and they were, doing traffic stops of people taking their DMV test and they're
Because aren't those timed? Like, you could be messing that up for people too on some of the.
No, it wasn't timed, but apparently the instructors would, if they would bump into the car, the instructors would ding that. Yeah. And sisters got upset. Yeah.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. Crystal.
Bonjour, madame.
So you want to sidebar with me for a moment?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Hello, I'm Prosecutor Wolf.
Oh, I am Amber Chaser. Hopefully, newest public defender here in the city.
Nice to meet you. I guess professional courtesy is pleasure to be working in DOJ with you. Even though I'm on the opposite side from public defender.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, we all work for the DOJ. We all...
Yeah, and this is my paralegal Creed Kellivan.
Oh.
He is working
What's
his
up?
way to being a prosecutor himself.
Oh, pleasure to meet you. I'm Amber Chaser. Not official yet, but hopefully newest public defender here in the city.
Nice. We could use more of those.
So I heard?
Especially like during this thought period, it seems like we see the same too, and they're overwhelmed.
Weekends I could be available around these times, but usually weekdays I kind of have a California type mindset in my schedule.
So am I.
Digging your face paint.
I'm
digging the look.
It's my skin. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought it was
it's okay. I get it. Trust me. I understand.
Oh.
Okay, so to kind of update, there is a BCSO trial by fire event starting on the 1st. So we will have new cadets out on the streets.
Fair warning.
Yeah, it's literally just like, hey, this is what's going on. We're going to have a lot of people who have never been a police officer before. So just, kind of take that in consideration. High command will handle any major problems. So
sounds good.
Yeah. It starts on the 1st, and I think it ends on the 6th. Hey, Gina.
Ooh, what are we doing?
Trial by fire is coming up on the 1st.
Oh, yes.
For law enforcement.
I believe you mean the 2nd.
Oh, I was told the 1st.
Maybe it's Tuesday. I don't know what day of the week Tuesday is.
That would be...
The 1st.
I think the 1st, yeah.
All right. Clearly no one heard what I said. All right. That's okay. Was trying to make a joke. One got it. It's okay.
Oh, sorry. Went over my head.
Can you talk to lawyers? Come on now.
I wasn't listening.
Yeah, I just got off the plane. I'm still jet lagged.
What I said was, I don't know what day of the week Tuesday is.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Now I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, my brain
one.
is scrambled still from casework.
Nah, you're good.
We're getting there,
Anyway,
though.
we're really
we
busy.
have one less thing to worry about now, so...
Oh, that's good. Also, two of you I know. I'm sorry, who is your ma'am?
Oh, I'm Amber Chaser. I just got off the plane today. I'm hoping, hopefully in a few moments we'll be the newest public defender here and say, oh, are you okay?
No.
Crystal, are you tripping over yourself again?
Oh, can you hop up?
no.
You know, I saw a
Oh
lot
my
of that at the
God.
golf course.
Did you guys kill this person?
No,
No,
she
do
tripped
not.
over her feet.
Yes, I absolutely murdered her. We slayed her dead.
Murdered.
Sick.
I'm
Oh.
dead.
It's okay, I have the perfect way of bringing her back to life.
I'm in danger.
Oh.
You're not always in danger. You don't have to get it if you don't want to, but if you do get it, you
I'm just kidding. I'm not Melody.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Oh shit, I forgot.
Oh, and now we've been flash bombed.
Where's it at?
Oh my god, I'm gonna
What?
hunt you. This guy right here, this gentleman with the
Yeah, it's
Black.
just
Good to know.
really
Point at his dick.
I saw it.
sir.
Yeah, I saw it. He got in the way.
With point at his nuts.
To my eyes, you are on your back with your legs spread open to us.
Yeah, look at it.
Wheezy.
Yeah, that's just.
I
Okay, let's
didn't
go.
say that you were just on the ground on my head.
Jesus Christ. Not the gray slacks. Bye guys, be safe.
Bye, I love you.
Love you too. Take care.
Have a good day.
That voice is familiar, and I'm trying to place where.
Pretty sure I've met her before.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I met her over at Neo Tokyo.
Yeah, same here. I think her name was. Wait, did I save it? Was I smart? Or was I not smart?
Server has
Let's play I'm not
very
smart.
it has very modern vibes,
I
like
did
when I
get
watch like
Tess.
Onyx
That's her name.
and
Tessa? Yeah,
Unscripted,
okay.
but
Seen her
I
at
don't
Neo
know, but it
Tokyo a
feels
lot.
different though. I'm liking the vibe of the
Yes.
server so far.
Ooh, I wonder if Phil's on duty.
Oh, I'm remiss. I apologize. I didn't introduce myself.
Oh
Senior
yes.
Trooper Regina Rain at your service.
Oh, pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, likewise. Potential public
perfect.
defender.
I'm going to be in the office real quick. If Chief Justice needs me, just let him know to call me.
Sounds good.
Oh,
He did not forget you. He is just off the radio.
You have any jobs over here still? I already got them all. I don't feel like being unemployed again. So how you doing, Crystal?
Horrible.
Horrible. Oh no, would you like a hug to feel better?
No.
Okay then. May I ask
No.
why you're feeling horrible?
Because our planet is dying and we're the architects of our own destruction.
Yeah, but that's just
Yeah.
another Monday.
Well, today's Sunday. You see my concerns.
Well, yes, but it'll still be happening tomorrow, will it not?
I mean, if I can affect change, no.
Oh, I see. Are you planning on finding like a wish granting machine? Maybe a genie?
No, I'm planning on committing a terrorism to change the government to save the planet.
Oh, I
I'm
see.
gonna
Well,
pretend I didn't hear that.
there's
No,
currently no terrorism charge, so...
I'm explicitly
Are-
saying that I am intending on attacking the government violently to effect political change, and
Oh,
this is establishing premeditation.
okay.
I
Yeah.
mean, I can grant wishes. I am a genie.
All right, that's all.
Oh,
A little clown magic from the old days.
I see. A little goofy, a little silly.
Nope, she did not care. Also,
I never care about nothing. I'm a nihilist.
Crystal, you okay, hon? You got like blood on your arm.
I mean,
On your left arm. On the outside
I
of the
took an-
sleeve. Did you like smack someone?
No, I took a nasty fall. I don't hurt people. Aside from the government, which I intend to hurt. But like aside from that, I don't do any violence.
Hon,
the
you're
terrorism.
what? The ADA, hurting the government is part of your job.
Yeah, that'd be help.
We
I just
hurt-
realized you probably
We
didn't
hurt
hear a single thing I
ourselves
said.
more than we hurt others, you know?
Typically, yeah. But that's what it is to be human. Because the human is to err.
Also, I meant like violence, like rather than like harm.
Yes?
I don't do violence.
And yet you're
'Cause it's-
constantly attacking the ground.
Son of a bitch, you got me there. I also attack the air a lot.
That's true. I don't really attack it. I just tend to use it up.
Just make sure they have the
My way of damaging the planet is just by staying alive. The longer I live, the longer I'm more of a problem for the planet.
Woof.
Woof.
Ow.
I mean, that's one way to put it in, I guess. Yeah.
I should go on duty, but I really don't want to.
Then don't.
Let's see, any other interesting shit happening? What the fuck are people doing? Jaywalking. Okay. Negligent driving, vandalism.
So yeah, as much as 1985 Amber was
What?
a Madonna head, I'm thinking 2025 Amber is all about Lady Gaga. Man, this is amazing. City Hall.
I mean, you know what? These charges do fit. Although,
Oh,
I'm going to have to smack someone for the spelling. That does not how you spell individual.
I was just gonna say that.
Oh, wait, Thomas Hald?
Yeah.
The funny part is, he misspelled it the exact same wrong way multiple times.
I think he's one of those gentlemen that are, very spell it as it sounds. But
Do me a favor, sound that out. Please. Please and thank you.
Okay, I get it.
Don't get me wrong, I understand what you're saying. Freaking Han, that's the same fucking thing. But you can actually, make out what he's writing. Oh, he was also warned multiple times.
Okay. Warned multiple times or leave. Got it.
On the Vekile.
Sounds like some basic grammar courses might be in order.
Sounds like maybe a spell check might be in order.
Yes, ma'am.
So he could not enter the class and began to open. Like, come on.
Is he using T9?
I have no idea. Maybe DOS. Who knows? Hey, vey. Alright, anything I need to. Fire dumping still happening. Nothing new.
What are you doing on duty, Regina?
I'm not.
I'm just picking on you.
I mean, do I look like I'm doing work? I'm being nosy, yes, but I'm not actually like investigating. At most, I'm just nitpicking. And those nits, they gotta be picked.
Yep.
By a marketplace, I know you are, right? Is there a market? Yeah, market.
Who is on duty right now, anyways? Let's see.
The sheriff's awake.
Yep. So is the KFC. The
Yeah.
Colonel.
I met her yesterday. She seems like a no bullshit type of person.
100%.
I kind of like that.
Oh yeah, and I absolutely do not want to go on duty right now because other than the colonels, I would be the next highest, and I do not want to deal with that shitstorm.
I haven't seen Melody in a while.
Pretty sure she's
on
out
a
of town.
brief leave of absence, yeah. Out of town. Which kind of sucks. I would love her for my fucking court case in an hour, but, you know, whatever. I'll make do.
Is that the court case that I'm not privy to right now? Okay, yeah. The one that I can sit in on, but I say anything.
Hi, yes, my name is Amber. I just got into town today and I saw your ad for your vehicle for sale. I would be interested. I'm in buying it. If it's still for sale. You have it. I would love to give you my number, but I don't have it memorized yet. I apologize. If my number comes under this, please feel free to give me a call or a text when you're available. Or I'm also on Twitter, Amber Chaser. I'm actually a public defender here in the city, but yeah. If you still have that, I'd like to take a look. And yeah, all right. Look forward to hearing from you. Thank you again, and have a good day.
Do we happen to know which case it was that Gina had to be a part of?
I have to be a part of? What?
If she had to be.
What the hell?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh wait, was this what's his face? Terry?
I'm not sure what's going on here. What?
Dude that rammed
That's stuck on there now.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You are a witness, so I've been focusing on other things.
I mean,
That
witness,
wasn't
I'm the
fun.
goddamn arresting officer.
I mean, okay, fair enough, but, you know, we don't call you as an arresting officer, we call you as a witness.
Yeah, that's fine.
And also, you know, you are one who witnessed the ramming.
Yes, I did. The multiple rammings that happened.
Multiple ramming.
I might have to force
At
out.
a variety of high speeds. Well, variety of speeds, I should say. We did not have radars at the time. I gotta remember which one that was.
Wait, where'd she go? Okay, you coming down this way? Yeah. No
I've got
worries.
so many freaking cases attached to me now. Holy fuck.
Yeah, we got ya. All right, bye.
And Crystal, when you have a moment, I would like to talk to you.
Is it a somewhat quick
Hi there.
conversation?
Yes.
Because I really should do some
Hello.
prep work. But okay, let's.
To introduce
Yeah, it's just
myself
a quick
formally
circle
again,
over here.
the name is Chief Justice Gary Willowtree. How are you today?
I'm good, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I hear that you have been
No shit, it's comfy
done
chairs.
quite
I'm gonna
well,
sit.
and that you'd be quite a good
Go
fit
for it.
to the courtroom. So yeah, would
That's so
definitely like to
soft.
hire you on. My understanding is you'd like to be hired on as defense.
I imagine.
Yes, I would, please.
Okay, that's not a problem at all.
I-
If you
no offense,
think
I'd sit
about
on the
your
other side
ID,
to not disturb you, but I don't want to disturb
what
the Chief
is
Justice
your
over there.
ID?
No, you're good. I'm
Ah,
good.
it is.
If you think about your ID, it should tell you.
It is
So, still looking to fight
57.
traffic charges when you get a chance.
Yeah, probably.
Are you sure? If you
Cool.
you think about it, don't look on your
I don't
driver's
think we
license.
have
The
a
driver's
traffic court
license
set
is
up
wrong.
yet.
Oh. Is it the 4-digit number?
Yes, it most likely is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
1182.
Never big, but
Thank you
funny.
very much.
Hey, funny's good. I mean, shit, that was my #1 rule when I was a clown. Why am I doing something? Because funny.
Pretty much.
Amber Chaser. There we go. Okay. I have hired you on as a public defender. Starla will
Thank
be
you, Your
able
Honor.
to tell you about the rundown of the radio channel, the MDT, the government emails that we use, etc. She'll be able to sort you out on that front. I do apologize. I've just got to chat to another individual, and then I've got a million other fucking things to do.
No, I understand. You're the Chief Justice. Of
So
course, you're
I
busy.
do apologize about that. I am going to add you to the Department of Justice text group, and
Uh-huh.
then Starla, if you could introduce her, that would be great.
Absolutely. Real quick before you run off, I know there's an officer that really wants to take their bar. Do you want me to give that bar, or do we want to wait till we get the process sorted out for bar
Take the
certified
bar.
off? Okay,
Can
so you can
take the
take the
bar,
bar.
and then just let me
Okay.
know who they are, and I'll add them to the manual register.
All right.
Because that'll be the process basically.
Okay.
I cannot find your number now. Unless I'm just stupid.
Amber Chaser.
Yeah, and I have the number. Where is
Sometimes the phone on contacts just don't save for some people. It's really weird.
Oh, I could share it again if you need me to.
No, I have it. I have your number.
It's got your
It's
number.
literally... What?
That's a threat.
Could you share it again for me, please?
Absolutely.
Doesn't make sense. In my text, I have you saved down, and you shared it earlier.
There you go.
Okay. It's saved as Amber's phone. That's fine. Hate technology. There you go. You should see a text message shortly.
Did you add her to the Department of Justice?
Yes.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, just got it.
And then sometimes a message needs to be sent. Okay. Right. Starla, I'll leave the rest up to you. I have
Absolutely.
to meet with James as well.
James.
Is James still around?
James Evans. He is on our. James, are you around?
Yes.
No, he's on the walkie-talkie right now.
Oh, I was put that on.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Evans. It says he's there, but he's not responding.
send him a text.
Let me call James and see where he's at.
Crazy. Damn near invites a real life work. This is the whole modern day. Literally have emails like that. Everyone, please, and if fees, congratulations.
A bar exam, right?
Hey, James.
Yeah,
Darla called
he
for
was
you
fine.
over the radio.
Nat and I both did it
Perfect.
together.
Perfect. All right, I'll get that sorted. Too.
All right, man, let's go take care of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so you've got the radio. Go ahead and get on channel 11.
I think I'm still on
Already
channel
did.
11. Never.
You're right. We already
Yeah.
did that, didn't we? Okay. So what is your email? You want to go ahead and put a little dot in the.
Sure thing. Give me one moment.
Hi, the Willow Tree is looking for you, Mr. Evans.
Oh,
All right. I'll let him know. You can let him know on the radio. Do you not hear the radio?
No, I don't.
Okay. I'll let him know. 10 minutes, you'll be there. Okay, bye. Your Honor, Evans just said give him 10
now I
minutes
can.
and he'll be here. Okay, sorry about that.
It's okay. I went ahead and put a dot in chat. And I'll change my username as well now that I'm.
Yeah.
All right. Oh. Okay, I think I just joined. Okay, and I changed my username on the DOJ or the Public Services chat as well.
Okay, I'm trying to catch up. 1 sec.
No problem. I was sorry. What's your way
No,
on me
you're
with this?
you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. I'm not just zoning out into space. When you do get those roles, I requested it.
Uh-huh.
Towards the bottom, you're going to see a whole section for the Department of Justice. We have court dockets. You're only going to see those if you're in on the case.
Makes sense. Yeah, all kind of messages right now. I need to clean out my cache,
The
I think.
documents, gosh, it's not pinned. You think it would be that DOJ SOP that I just sent you. Announcement. There's actually a bar exam. I have not looked at that bar exam. I don't know. I gave you my home brewed one. I feel like that should get you where you need to go. This your MDT. You should be able to utilize it and see all the different sections in the MDT section, which is cases are what you're going to be typically dealing with. Those are what that's where the charges and everything about your clients should all be in there.
Can I use my
the-
tablet for that?
Oh, can you use it?
Yes, let's see here. And would that be the so I see the options for Mission Row Troopers, Blaine County Sheriffs, EMS, Tokyo.
Oh, what are you looking at? You should be looking at MDT.
These are companies on my tablet.
Oh no, you're looking at services. Don't look at services. Look at your MDT. You
Oh.
should have an app for that.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
Okay? Okay.
Now I see. I was on the wrong screen.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, I think I'm in.
Yeah, so cases is what you're typically going to look at. You can also look at profiles and see if they've got, previous offenses and whatnot.
Okay. Quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, sorry. Do we need this request for us if we want to like get a copy of a police report or?
No, that's your police report.
Okay.
Yeah, listen. I'm of the mindset that you're in the cells. You're looking, for what evidence do they have to help you, give your client good legal advice. How are you going to do that if you don't have the the information in front of you at the time? So,
okay.
everything should be in there.
Okay, so if a client approaches me after, let's say I wasn't the one that did the cell rep, but there was an attorney available, they come to me a day or two later saying they want to, contest the charges. If they give me verbal permission, I can then look up their case, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, making sure.
Yeah, that's for you to, all the evidence should be there. I don't think you can see investigations. Is that correct?
Well, I see them listed.
Yeah, don't go. You probably shouldn't. I'll have to mention that. Wow. So that's good to know.
I'll stay out.
You have visibility to investigations. Click on that. You see like sealed to command and all that.
Yes, I do see that.
So,
I mean,
let's just. You don't see that.
No, I don't say that. Wink, wink. Yeah.
Nudge, nudge. Yes.
Yeah.
That needs to get addressed. I wasn't aware of that. So.
Okay.
That's a thing. I'm not sure about warrants at this point with how they look at that. Don't look at those for the moment until we get some clarification. States do that differently, state to state. And I don't know exactly what they want public defenders to have access to. Some states, they call and they ask if you have a warrant. You look it up and you can tell them because you're hopefully bringing them in. Some are absolutely no. So that being said, I would err on the side of caution for the moment and let me get some clarification on that.
Sure thing. My previous back home, it was if the warrant has been issued, then yes, you will. My my small town, we did do the FOIA system, written FOIAs, but then they eventually went for MDT because it was just too much hassle. Because they weren't fulfilling them on time, and the judge was getting upset. But so if there isn't a warrant that's been issued, then yes, I can put that up. But if it's ongoing investigation, then obviously no, I cannot.
Right. That varies state to state. I'm not sure, so I'm gonna find out.
Okay.
That being said, I don't think you should have access to the investigations at all. So don't look at
No,
that.
I won't be silly there.
That's
No, I won't.
Yeah, because that's usually what they while they're
It's-
looking to prep a case. So
Right.
really don't like it that you've got visibility to that. Not that I don't trust you. Just something gets leaked.
Yeah.
They're gonna look at
Mhm.
people that shouldn't have access to it. So that's not good. And that's all defense attorneys. It seems like that would be the only reason. So I'll mention that. I'm gonna mention that right now. Okay. I need to get you introduced to PDO. Let me see if he's around.
Oh my God.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
She's a little accident prone, isn't she?
Yeah. The heck?
God, that's great. Oh.
I don't remember his name. Hold on.
Oh, he's a terrific. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, she went upstairs, I believe.
Crystal, where'd you go?
I believe she went upstairs.
No, where?
Hey.
Why? What's?
Who's the chief PDO again?
Fuck his. Hold on.
It's not Evans, right? It's the other gentleman.
What is his name? What is his name?
Is it Stevens? Joe
No,
Stevens?
yeah, it's Stevens. It's Stevens. Yeah.
It just has him as public defender. That's why I was confused. No, he's not around right now. I'm gonna let him know.
Do you know what
I don't have
the
his
Chief
number.
Justice is doing? Do you know what the Chief Justice is doing at this very minute?
Talking to James Evans, I believe. They wanted to talk about something.
Because I have a question for him.
Okay.
Just a simple question.
Okay.
I know that maybe you might know the answer to, and I probably should confirm it with him, but I know that you and Nat said that you kind of do a 3 strikes and you're out kind of rule for contempt of court. Do you know if she
Well,
wants to
that's
say
what it's written in the penal code that way. If you read the penal code.
Okay.
Penal code says, I don't love that contempt is a felony. I think we're gonna look and talk about that. I don't want to, I don't really want to give somebody a penalty. That, or are we gonna look at some sanctions or something? That's you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But contempt of court is a felony. The disruption of court proceedings in a courtroom while it's in session, judicial decision, burden of proof, the defendant was warned 2 or more times, so 2 or more
Perfect.
times of possible contempt due to their behavior. The presiding judge decided to, so it's all judicial decision.
Seems occupied, so I'm just gonna.
Perfect.
Okay.
Easy.
Yep.
Are you planning on going to the trial in an hour?
Possibly.
I'm gonna get myself a strike.
Probably will not be.
No, you're not.
No, I'm almost intending to actually.
Oh my gosh. Well, you enjoy that, I guess.
I think you kind of have noticed this by now, but I have a flair for the theatrics.
Yeah.
And he might not fully appreciate what I intend
Have a good
to
day,
do.
all. I am getting much needed rest.
We'll see.
Okay. That was him on the radio.
No, was it?
Yeah, it was. The one that was really quiet. Not Wolf. Are you prosecuting this case in an hour?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll probably watch. All right.
I mean, it is the most open and shut case I've ever seen, so we'll see.
Yeah. I don't love that it's a hut charge to me, but that being
I
said,
don't either.
hut charges are judicial discretion, so for time and fine. But hey, that's not my case. Yeah. All right, let me see to Regina. I don't think she has much time left, so I gotta give her a bar.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Oh, Jesus.
Hello, sir or madam. How can I help you today?
Well, first up, I'm definitely not a sir, not in many years. But I'm looking
and
to...
or ma'am.
I know you. We'll cover your base as well.
Oh, okay. And or Apache helicopter tank. Battleship.
Don't make the fucking helicopter joke, Starla. You're better than.
Shit, I'm sorry.
Definitely not getting the helicopter. Yep. Yeah, just about an hour.
Oh, no.
Okay. After you.
I'm gonna go give a bar. If you need anything, we're on 11. You're on 11.
Okay.
You don't feel like you're tied to the courthouse. Just, if somebody does call for I guess I'll call you, but. Oh, also, I'd put an ad up if I were you. Get an ad and get it up on the Yellow Pages and Birdie and Marketplace. Let people know you're open for business.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I think I'll get to working on all that. I do have some owl town business I need to take care of, so I might have to get started tomorrow. But if not, it'll be later tonight.
All right, ma'am. You have a good day. It was so nice meeting you, and I'm so glad you joined.
Thank you. It's so wonderful meeting you. I look forward to working with you.
Yay!
Oh, you passed. Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Hello, ladies.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
All right, let's get you started, ma'am.
I'm going to go with Lauren.
Yeah. I don't know. Where do you want to go? Your choice. Dealer's choice.
I don't know.
All right, I would love to sit on this. Well, it's a pleasure meeting you again.
Nice meeting you too. Did you get your bar?
I did. I'm official now.
Congrats.
Thank you. Have you taken the bar yet, or are you still preparing for it?
I did. I literally just got promoted to full prosecutor now.
Oh, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
I look forward to working with you on some cases.
I think we'll be working against each other, but
Well,
either way, I look forward to
yeah,
it.
you know what I mean. Yeah,
I know what
working. I'm gonna go explore the sea a little bit.
Have a nice day. Oh, you should check out
You
Neo
t-
Tokyo if you get a chance.
I've been through it a little bit, but yeah, it looks amazing. That is quite
Yeah,
a place.
I love that place.
I apologize. I'm so sorry. What was your name again?
Krieg. What's yours?
Krieg. Amber. That's all
Amber.
right.
Another cool place to check is all the way up north, and there's a bit of a drive, but it's different than probably what you know.
Okay, fair enough. I'll add it to this. Well, I first need to get a car, so I reached out to some used car sales, and hopefully they get back. But I might just have to buy a new one. But we'll see.
I'm sure you'll figure it out.
I don't need medical.
But you have a good day.
You too.
So like, oh, and I like, I was like, oh, I like the look. Thanks, it's my skin. Oh, sorry. That's such a great fucking moment. I dig the vibe of this place so far. It's a little silly, but you know, I've kind of given up on the super serious RP. That's just not gonna. Okay, I need to clear the cache in my head. I mean, I'm gonna find a good place to maybe clock out maybe, and then clear the cache and short stream today. Yeah, I think this is where I'm gonna try to. I just want more experience with legal RP. I want to do more of it. I always have. I've always tried for it, and unfortunately, the other servers is just not at that level yet. But, and these are for the people who are watching me. I'm not giving up on Ignite completely. If anything, just this is how I feel it. If I get experience here while Ignite rebels and they don't need me, because I am watching the Ignite paging system. No one's asking for attorneys. So, that's gonna give me a little red dot whenever there is.
Sir, I'm up
yeah.
at the top giving a bar exam, but I can be available. What's going on?
After
use the
you've given
radios.
the bar exam, would you be able to hire on a judicial clerk for us? Just as we did earlier.
Well, you'll have to actually do the hiring. You just want me to do the onboarding?
Yes, if you don't mind.
No problem.
Perfect. I'll
What's
be in
her
my
name?
office. Annabelle Jemison.
I think I already have her contacts, don't I?
I think on the.
It was
Guess they
an
closed the
individual
radio.
from yesterday. I need to do some prep work for this HUD trial.
Excuse you, say?
Alright, yep. I'll let her know.
I have her number. That's no problem, sir.
Okay. But yeah, I figured if I get the experience, well, how many wherever I'm not a very experienced, and I do want because the thing is, I do want to get to the point where I could be a judge. That was Amber's 1985's goal eventually, to work her way to be a judge. Like a year from now or a year from when I started, so another 6 months. And there's no way I would ever in good conscience be a judge. I couldn't do it. I mean, if a server like they begged me like, we just need you to try your best, maybe in as a temporary thing, maybe, but I can in good conscience say I can be a judge. She's not at the experience, so so yeah, I want to get that experience in, and I will bring that to all the other servers involved. I'm still very much invested in Amber 1985 story because it's the story, it's the original. She has so much going on. She's like, she's gonna have. I'm going to be on Ignite Fun Friday or Thursday for her birthday. Celebrate that, and there's still. I mean, her and Casey need to get married. I mean, I want to see that happen. I want to see her. It's going to take time, and I can't just sit back and not do anything. I want to keep role playing, so I'm just gonna visit these places until, things happen. We'll see you going. It's always good to have options. Sometimes you need to visit other cities. You appreciate the other ones, and or to, get ideas or share ideas from one another and whatnot, experiences and stuff. I mean, every city nowadays is built from, literally, we've all been into like a half dozen cities already with experiences from each one that we could share to help build into one. So, anyways, but yeah, well, let me eat everything before die. I'm gonna have to get some food. But yeah, I hope I get some good experience here, get some more cases under it, get more confidence as a lawyer, and that will just only prove 1985 Amber big time. And whatever, But I'm gonna try to figure out why half the world's not loading and whatnot. So, and for the rest of the night, I'm gonna be playing 7 Days to Live with some old buddies. They're 2.0's dropping, and you know what? I need a break from roleplay as well. So, yeah, I might be back on later tonight, and not I will start the story for real tomorrow. But yet, this is 2025 Amber Chaser. She is 25 years old. She was born in 1999. This is not 60-year-old Amber. I'm not doing that. Like she's 40-year-old Amber on by Decay. This is an alternate reality where she was born 40 years later. So, yeah. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. Appreciate it. Looking forward to it. All right. Have a good evening.